Up, everybody? Welcome back to another mock draft. And this one's a little different from the last ones that I've done. Unfortunately, the Texans don't have that many draft picks in the first three rounds. In fact, they only have one. A little sad if you're a Texans fan, but I'm going to let you know there's still some hope here, some things that we can do to help this team. And yeah, let's get into it. So, guys, just as you know, or just so you know, this is a mid-December mock draft, so this can change, right? Numbers can go up or down in the draft pool. This is where we're at right now. So, all right. So, if you're a Texans fan, it hasn't been a good year. You were looking at a playoff team last year to a non-contender this year, and it's just been really sad. I'm not a huge Deshaun Watson fan, but I think he's talented. And I feel like the team's really letting him down. Bill O'Brien pretty much destroyed this franchise. It's a running joke, but it's kind of true. Now we have a new lease on everything. This is a new beginning for your guys' team. And I think we need to address some things, right? Mainly your defense. Deshaun Watson's he's gonna make plays. He may have a game or two where he messes up, but for the most part, he's gonna keep you in the game. Your defense needs to be able to keep you in the game, though. Okay. J.J. Watt, talking about not wanting to be part of a rebuild and just a whole lot of other things is really kind of letting you guys down as well. So these are all things that I kind of considered when I was going into this. All right, so let's talk about draft picks. We're going to do a 5-round mock draft here. Okay, you have 4 draft picks in the first 5 rounds, and they're not good draft picks as far as like the positioning. Okay, your first draft picks in the middle of the or the beginning middle part of the 3rd round. So, with that being said, we're gonna go with edge first, guys. So your first pick, or I should say your 3rd round pick in this case, is gonna be Aiden Hutchinson, edge rusher out of Michigan. He is 6'5". He's about 280. He's coming off of an injury, unfortunately, as well. To be honest, I don't see you guys competing for a little while. But he's coming off an injury. There were projections for him to go actually in the 1st round by, Sports Illustrated, I think, did an article, or if I remember, Sports Illustrated did an article that he was projected to go 1st round, in the 2021 draft. And I'll give you a reason why. In 2019, so obviously he's got hurt this year, but in 2019, he had 10 tackles for loss, and 4.5 of them were sacks, 6 pass breakups, and he was basically, just in the backfield quite a bit. He's got a good football IQ. He's got a really good motor, and, pretty much he's just really, really quick. I mean, you're going to need somebody who's really quick. Very athletic, right? He pretty much, I guess his only, the only thing I can see that's wrong with him really is he doesn't have a lot of career starts. So he's one of those college guys who has a really good season. And you're like, oh, is this going to be a one-hit wonder, or is this going to be is he going to produce more for us, right? But I mean, in the 3rd round, getting a projected 1st rounder in 3rd round, you can't really ask for much more, even though you do have to deal with his fracture that he had, this year. But other than that, I mean, I'm getting you guys some 1st round talent. This kind of reminds me of when the Titans picked up Jeff Simmons. He was hurt, and they're like, oh, he fell quite a bit because of his injury. Nobody wanted to wait it out and see what happened. But this is just one of those gambles where it's like, do we get somebody good and just wait it out? You kind of have to. You guys don't have any 1st or 2nd round draft picks, so this is the closest you're going to get, right? So let's move on. We're going to keep building this defensive line. I mean, that's really your guys' huge weakness here is the defensive line. So we got the edge rusher there. For the next pick, it's the first, I think the first 4th round pick that you guys have. Yeah, you guys have 4th round draft picks. Two 4th round draft picks. So this is your first 4th round draft pick. We're going to go with defensive tackle. And we're going with Davion Nixon out of Iowa. And wow, oh wow. If you get a chance to look at his video, go ahead and do it. Because for a defensive tackle, he's a monster, right? I think he's in the top 31 people for sacks in college football. His current stats right now, 41 tackles on the year, 5.5 of them are sacks. He has about 10 tackles for loss, forced fumble, and an interception. Looking at him, he is athletic as hell. This guy reminds me of a pass rusher, but he's huge. He's 305 pounds. He's 6'3", and he moves around like he's a defensive end or like he's an outside linebacker. He's quick, and he got good twitch, very quick, powerful, and just disruptive as hell in the backfield. This is somebody that you want in the center of your line to be able to cause havoc, because now you got to work. If you're a quarterback, you got to start looking to the outside. And it's going to create a lot of problems to have somebody like this on your defensive line. So I think combining him with Hutchinson would be a good thing for this team. And then of course you're going to be building on over the years. But these guys are good pieces in my opinion for your team. All right, moving on. You have another pick in the 4th round because you guys have 2 4th-round picks, and we need to start worrying about your secondary. All right, so let's see what we got for the secondary. We're going with Divine Diablo. This is the coolest name ever, man. Divine Diablo, right? Virginia Tech, defensive back. He's basically a safety, ball hawk safety too. Really just all over the ball, not afraid to get in there and get a tackle, just really go head up with somebody. On the year, he has a forced fumble, 3 interceptions, and 2 pass deflections for a safety. That's not bad. It's 27 solo tackles. He has 49 total tackles, including assists. So, but yeah, this is the kind of numbers you want from like a ball hawk safety. You want somebody who, is going to be able to get to the ball, break up passes, intercept the ball, really just cause a lot of havoc in the backfield and be able to make plays. He does have a decent football IQ. Watching some of his video, he's picking up on plays before the ball is even where it's going. There were a couple plays where I saw where they were screens, and he just saw him way before the ball even left the quarterback's arm. He was already bolting towards the guy who's going to get it and just blow the play up. So as far as I'm concerned, this guy's got decent football IQ. And when you're looking for decent players this late in the draft, you got to really kind of look into things a little bit in depth. He's decent size. He is a big dude. He is 6'3", 226 pounds. He's a big guy. And really, I can see him just overpowering big receivers, like people like DK Metcalf, or not really overpowering him, but just not getting bullied by him, just, hanging with people like a DK Metcalf or like an AJ Brown or like a Julio Jones, like the big guys, the guys who are big. You need somebody big to go up against them and really just make it hard for them. And this is the kind of player that you want to do that with. So anyways, moving on, we're going to go to our final pick. This is your 5th round pick. Well, not your final pick, but my final pick. I'm not going full 7 rounds. It's just, to me, it's nonsense. You guys still got a long way to go. You got a lot of building to do. So expect this draft to be just kind of a supplemental draft, really. I mean, it's going to be really rough on you guys for the next few years. You're in rebuild phase for sure. So we have Ambry Thomas, cornerback out of Michigan. Decent sized corner, 6 feet tall, 182 pounds, another big corner. Good press corner, really just solid as far as, man coverage and just being a bully. You want somebody who's going to be able to stand up to strong receivers. I like bigger corners. You got all these small corners running around, and yeah, it's cool. But at the end of the day, you want to have somebody who doesn't get pushed around. A lot of times, if you put small corner on a big wide receiver, what's going to happen? Big wide receiver is just going to push him around. He's going to bully him. The last stats I could find for Ambry were the 2009 metrics. He had 38 tackles, 3 of them for loss, 3 interceptions, and 3 pass deflections. And then he had 2 fumble recoveries in 12 games total. So it's not bad numbers, Some people go all year and they don't even get an interception. So this is, a big guy. He's a strong guy. He's going to make the hits that you want him to get. And, at the end of the day, I'm just building this team to be aggressive and physical. You want a good presence on the field. You want people who are athletic, strong, got good football IQs. And in my opinion, these are them, at least for this draft, you guys, because like I said, you're not going to have such a great this year is going to be kind of a reflection of what happens next year. You got a couple drafts to go again before this team can really kind of get back to where they were at, unfortunately. And it's not really anybody's fault but Bill O'Brien. Like, honestly, it's O'Brien's fault. he kind of ruined your team, and actually he did ruin your team. I mean, he pretty much screwed you guys over on his way out. So hopefully you guys can get some good draft picks. You know, I know JJ Watt's talking about leaving. It's kind of sad. You know, you guys were, you know, you're a great franchise, and you know, I like another team in the AFC South, but I do respect you guys. You guys are good at what you do, and you've always been a nail in our side. But at the end of the day, you know, I do wish you guys the best of luck. So, anyways, guys, that's the draft. Or this mock draft. Check out my other mock draft videos, and if you can, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. It really motivates me to make these for you. I do like looking up these players and just kind of really analyzing them for you and breaking down what I think they would be good for your team. And yes, if you got friends of other teams, go ahead and let them know. I'll be releasing drafts, you know, throughout the beginning of this year and the end of 2020. So, yeah, prepare for more. And then I plan on releasing some other videos too. So if you get a chance to, take a look at those. Anyways, guys, have a great day. Take care, and we will see you guys in the next one.